Hello. Okay, so I finished all of the insulation last night. You can see I kind of just like haphazardly loaded everything back in here today. Today what I'm going to do is fill all of the large gaps around the edge with that gaps and cracks stuff. And then I'm going to drill down the subfloor and then fill around the outside of that as well. So that is the plan for the day. I'm gonna get started. So now I'm gonna mark where all my supports are so I know where I can drill into. So I'm not just drilling into foam when I put these down. Okay, so I have got to do this for us. I've got 1.5 inch number 8 zinc coated steel screws with a countersunk head. I got the countersunk so that it will lie flush with the wood. I'll do some filler to make sure that it's actually filled across and to protect the screw from any future rust. But that is the type of head I got. And then I also got 1.5 inches because my plywood is 1/2 inch and my supports are each 2 inch. So these will go halfway into the support and all the way through, obviously, the plywood, but without getting in any danger of drilling additional holes into my floor. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Over here, I don't really get any creaking, which is awesome. I do get creaking here. So I'm gonna try to sort that out. The front one is fine, no noise up here either. So it's just this middle one I need to figure out. Okay, so I've got everything screwed down. I put in a few more extra screws in this middle panel and it's still squeaking a little bit, but I'm hoping it settles down, especially once I get all the gaps filled. So next steps, I'm gonna take this great stuff, gaps and cracks, and fill all of these larger holes around the outside. And then I'm going to take this Alex Fast Dry to fill in all of the places where the screws are and then these small holes in between because I really want to get this waterproof. And then I think the subfloor is done. So here we go. Okay, so since I want the subfloor to be, actually done, I am also going to cut something to fill this spot that I inexplicably cut out. Why did I do this? It's from this piece. I don't know why. I mean, I know why because I drew it wrong, but I don't know why I didn't bring it all the way down here. So I need to find a way to fill that hole with this. So I'm going to try to cut just this little piece out to fill in. Perfect. So I need to fill this and I need to waterproof the whole thing and then I can screw it down, but it's pretty well centered over the support, so I'm not too worried about it getting all tippy, especially once the floor is on top of it, but awesome. I'm just setting up some drivery because I'm about to put Luna out here and I really want her to have a positive experience. I was waiting until I had a real floor because I knew the metal would freak her out, so we're gonna give it a try and see. yeah, I think that's going to be the process just going forward with her. I don't know if anybody else has rescue dogs. You little. But a lot of having rescue dogs is basically just working to undo the trauma that somebody else put on them. So in her case, when I first got her, she was afraid of feet, the bathroom, the kitchen, hallways, footsteps, doors, and dogs barking. Obviously, she hasn't, completely gotten rid of all those, but when we run, she'll run in front of me now, and she used to run behind me because she was afraid of the sound of my feet, so she would get behind me so she could watch my feet and make sure they weren't coming at her, which just broke my heart. But we're gonna have to do some work to make her not afraid of the van, so I think just for the next, I'm leaving on Monday for a trip, but when I come back, we're just gonna start doing our daily treat visit to the van until it's not a place that she associates with any kind of fear. It's just something that is only good things for her. So these were the two that I liked the most online, and I'm really glad that I went in to get them. They're both Pergo. But this one, I don't know if you can tell, it really doesn't have much texture. It's very, very smooth. Oh, my hands are filthy. It's very, very smooth, whereas this one, it's got some roughness to it that I really like. I feel like that will be helpful both for Luna and for me. Like if there's a spill or something, I maybe won't wipe out. And they're totally different vibes. Like this one is a little bit lighter than I think I was thinking, but I like the tones in it a lot. Whereas this one seems to have, there's some gray in it that I'm not the biggest fan of. These gray tones through here are just bringing it down to a cooler level than I would have liked. So I think, I also like the wide plank of this one. I think it's going to be this one. I like the variation. I like that there's some more light and some dark. So this is the Pergo Outlast Arden Blonde Hickory. Against my better judgment, I'm recording this. You fucking asshole. I don't really know how to explain the cargo joke, other than to say that years and years ago, when we were all in college, my friend Kevin told this joke and dissolved into just bits of giggles. And it just became a whole thing. There have been times that he has not even told the joke. Nobody's even told the joke. He's just thought the joke and started laughing. So periodically throughout the year, I'll get texts from him just like, hey Jen, knock knock, and then up like 17 cry laughing emojis. So a couple weeks before I got this gift, I got a message from him in my group chat with him and Tessa saying, hey Jen, there's a package coming your way. And I was like, what is this? What, should I be concerned here? And he just keeps insisting that it's Tessa approved. It's Tessa approved. To the point where the more he says that, the more concerned I am about whatever is being shipped to me. He says it's Tessa approved. He says it's Tessa approved. Tessa is conveniently not really saying much, so thanks, Tessa. And then he says, hey, you gotta film it when you open it. It's like, oh God, Kevin, what did you send me? So against my better judgment, I was like, okay, whatever this is, I'm gonna open it and film it, I guess. Because this is a weird request, and now I'm really curious. And I got the box, and that was what was in it. And the best part of this is it's not even just the knock knock joke. It has my name in it. So every single time I come in or out of my van, it will be telling me the joke. Seriously? Seriously. The same joke that I have been hearing for 15 years. Wait, so now it again, guys?
We're good. I don't get it. It's a funny joke.
These are my friends. These are the people that I've chosen to carry with me in life. Okay, gang, so I am back at it finally. It's been a minute. I had some personal stuff going on, kind of ran out of money, so it took a minute to kind of save enough to get the flooring ordered. But as you can see, the flooring is here. So today I am getting set up to install the Pergo. Okay, so what I've done so far, as you can kind of see, is I've found all of the boards that have the same pattern. So you can see this pattern here. I have a few of those. And Pergo is really awesome because I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 different patterns for this flooring. So with this limited space, it should be pretty easy for me to create a pattern that looks natural and that is pleasing to the eye, that doesn't have any repetitions in it. So over here on the threshold, what I've done is I've lined this up with the edge of my flooring. It's actually a little bit overlaid, but I'll deal with that later. So that it will come flush with this as I approach down here. So I really wanted a full board in the entryway because it's the ingress and egress of the van. I didn't want to chance what might happen. I also picked this one because I think it's the prettiest one, and I really wanted to have this awesome pattern to enter the van. So the first thing I'm trying to do is get the spacing So really I just want something for this to butt up against so it doesn't go wildly out of where I want it to be, right here aligned on this threshold. Well, I almost made it without incident. This little bit here belongs here. So, great work to me. I am mostly done. It's just this little stretch down the side. I think I need like 5 more boards. So that's kind of annoying because I'd really like to wrap this up, but not too bad. So as with anything with this project, the hardest part really seemed to just be like getting going, because I wanted, like I was saying, this board right along this edge, this full board. I really had to fiddle with this a lot. It was not the best solution. I would definitely recommend not using styrofoam and getting some wood in there to really secure it if you were gonna go this route. But overall, it didn't work too badly. I think it took me about 3 hours all said and done to get this done. And that included, because, you know, nothing in a van is ever square. Why would we do that? That would be way too easy. So that included some curvy cuts up along the front here, and then a lot of bickering with this back section here. So that took, actually it took down one of my blades. I managed to do this whole damn thing, and then I got to the final cuts for this section over here and broke a blade, and it got wedged in the wood and it broke in a really dumb spot. So that took probably an extra 20 minutes just to change out the blade to get that done. So as soon as my extra box of flooring comes in, I can wrap up. I really do, I need like a board and a half width here, and then to go around the wheel well and get this last corner. But this is awesome. Overall, I am like really jazzed about this, you guys. I had a big delay with my flooring order. So you guys saw that I got about 4/5 of the way through the floor and then had to stop because I didn't get the flooring. That's not because I didn't calculate properly. I did initially order 4 boxes when I was recovering from my surgery, because I figured, hey, by the time they get here, I'll be all good. So I ordered 4 boxes. 2 came, 1 came like a week later, and the 4th just got lost in the ether of UPS somewhere. Cool, no big deal. So I got on with Home Depot, they canceled that order, they sent me a new one at a discounted price, very easy with their customer service. That one I opted to just have shipped to my local store because I, at that point, was ready to use it, like, project was in process. Kept looking, that took like a week and a half, and it, per the tracking, never even made it to a UPS facility. So at that juncture, I'm waiting on other projects that need to happen. I want to finish off the floor, I want to do all the edges and stuff. So I wound up just driving up to a really not local store to get the box that I needed. Came back, installed all of this side, no problem. And then at the very end of the project, so at the end of the project, I was left with one tiny spot, like a 3-inch single board spot, where I simply just didn't have the right type of board to fit in there. I went back up to that not so local Home Depot and was able to, they were so nice, they were able to give me a board as a sample when I explained what was going on and how delayed my project had been. They were like, here, just take the board. So I've got the board at home, I finished that final spot. And then I just completely forgot to film that I did these metal edges along to finish both ends of the floor where I'll be coming in and out of the van. Well, all said and done, this project took me a lot longer than it might have without all the interruptions. I stopped to go to Tennessee with my girls, I had some other travel, I had a surgery, I had some other stuff I was doing, so it took a little bit longer. The total cost of the flooring itself was $710.69. The total cost of the build so far has been $962.45. And the total time of the build has been 10 weeks and 2 days, bringing us from July 22nd to October 2nd. As always, after this, I will have a price breakdown for all of the materials that I purchased for this part of the build. I apologize if the items on that list are not super specific. I think one of them is called shorter screws because I'm dumb. So apologies if it's not super specific. If you have questions about what exactly I used, feel free to just leave me a comment and ask. But all of the materials that I used are listed there, along with the price and where I purchased them. Well, thank you guys for sticking with me through this whole flooring saga. If you enjoyed the video, if you have any questions, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Super comfortable with that. Totally okay with it. Okay guys, so today did not go how I wanted it to go.